Alrighty, and we're back for
All
Chapter
right.
2 of Uncharted 3, Greatness
Here we
from Small
go.
Beginnings. This is the speed run, I guess, series that I'm doing, which is kind of appropriate for this because now we've got the Uncharted movie, which,
Maybe
again, I
upstairs.
think I read yesterday or the day before, has been delayed again because of the coronavirus, so that's great. I'm not sure we need an Uncharted movie anyway. There's many more games that deserve a movie rather than Uncharted. I mean, Uncharted's great. Don't get me wrong; it's one of my favorite games. But we don't need a movie. And if we did, it wouldn't be,
It's
you know,
gotta be in one of
young
these cases.
Nathan Drake. It would be,
Nope.
Uncharted 1 would be a much better idea for a movie with the Descendants. There's a lot more kind of supernatural element to it, which makes it a bit more interesting rather than Uncharted 3. I mean, Uncharted 3, you have
There he
the
is.
kind of shadowy ghost guys near the end, but it's I don't think that's as interesting as the Descendants from
keep up with
Uncharted 1. I think that's what they're called, zombies, whatever it is. They're a lot cooler. I think the movie that we really need anyway is a Resistance Fallen Man movie. That would be amazing. I know Last of Us is getting an HBO series now, which, I mean, it's kind of the same thing as the Uncharted movie. I'm not sure we need it. Last of
Mind if I
Us
do?
is already kind of a movie. They got, I think it was like over 2 hours of cutscenes. I can't remember. Or like
was
an hour
rotten
and 40
anyway.
minutes. It's a lot. But yeah, I would much rather a
Now
Resistance
where
Fallen
did he
Man HBO series. I mean, the only thing is that if they do a Last of Us HBO series, they need to make the
Where is he
infected
going?
with practical effects rather than just CGI the whole thing, because you have a lot of detail that would look amazing with practical effects with the infected, like the clickers and the bloaters, and that would be genuinely amazing. That's why I want a Resistance Fallen Man movie, because you could have
What's he
or
doing?
either Resistance Fallen Man movie or a TV series, because you could span from Resistance 1
Damn.
uh,
It's locked.
all the way through that to number 2,
Gonna
all
have
the
to
way
find
through
a
that.
better
You have
way
the
out.
great ending of 2, which builds up with either the third movie or the third series of the third game, where you got Capelli, ending the resistance, the Chimera kind of reign of terror.
What's he doing
How he
here?
destroys the
I need to
portal or
get a
whatever it
better
was. I'm
look.
gonna need to play those games again because they're just so great. I mean, people didn't like Resistance 2 for some reason. That was the first Resistance game that I got. I had to go back to the first game, which is a bit of a hassle. You don't really,
Aquí lo
because
tiene.
the main problem I think people had was with it was the weapons wheel. It was something to do with you could in the second game you could only
I
have
gotta
2
get that
weapons. I think it was like a primary and a
Can't go
secondary.
that way.
And then in the first game you had the entire weapon wheel to kind of go through, and they brought that back to the third game. I thought the third game was terrible, but I think that's mainly because they tried to go back to the first game when I started on the second game, so it could just be bias on that, but I think a Resistance series would be fantastic. I'd love to hear other opinions on this as well. So if you're watching this, leave a comment on what game you would like to see into a HBO series or a movie. I know there's a few video games movie out now. That you got the Sonic movie is out. They had
Who's your friend?
Ratchet and Clank movie, which did terribly. What was the other one? Assassin's Creed. They had a movie. Michael Fassbender. I didn't watch that because I've never played Assassin's Creed. But you know, leave a comment on which video game you'd like to see made into a movie, and that's basically all I have to say right now. So the video's nearly over. You know, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you guys next video.
Okay, it's right there in his pocket. Now's my chance.